Christopher Nolan tells you how to watch the Odyssey before the movie even begins. The very first words on the screen are a time of apparent magic. And I don't think that's just setting the mood, I think that's the key to the entire film. So let's talk about it, and this is your spoiler warning for the Odyssey. So, are the gods actually intervening, or are we watching the world through the eyes of people who understand it through myth? Because gods are largely kept off screen. I mean, their influence is felt, but Nolan shifts the emphasis towards human emotion, the sacrifice, honor, and guilt, rather than overt divine intervention. And for the ancient Greeks, the gods weren't just supernatural beings, they were a way of making sense of the world that often felt unpredictable. And any storm, any failed harvest, any one victory, that wouldn't be just random events. They could be interpreted as the will of the gods. But here's what fascinates me about the Nolan's version, because throughout the film, Odysseus repeatedly rejects that way of thinking. After Troy, when his crew talks about omens and Poseidon's revenge, he pushes back. He says that they've made their own choices, gods help those who help themselves. And he refuses to blame the divine forces for what happened. And throughout the movie, Nolan constantly blurs the lines between the supernatural and psychology. Take Athena, for example. She often appears alongside Odysseus, and in the last scene, the image of a murdered Trojan woman transforms into a beheading of a statue, and then she disappears entirely. So, was Athena really there, or is she the embodiment of Odysseus' guilt? And I feel like the same ambiguity appears with the Cyclops because in Homer's poem, Poseidon curses Odysseus after he reveals his name because he prayed to his father for protection and revenge. But now this curse becomes almost psychological because the crew begins to believe that they are doomed because they broke Zeus's law and Odysseus did not show mercy. And now every storm becomes proof that gods have abandoned them. And I think that's the point because it isn't just a story about a man trying to get home, it's about a man who lost his humanity and trying to make sense of the things that he's done. And because he inhabits a world where trauma feels impossible to explain, so magic and myth becomes the language that people use to understand it. Let me know what you think about it. Did you like Nolan's interpretation of the Odyssey? Let's discuss in the comments.